Morning. PGF balanced. This is a short video. I'm going to try and keep it short and condensed. I'm going to tell you what it is, where to use it, and when we use it. It should be in stock by the time this video goes up. Let's hope. Amazon's being real crazy on pickup items, and I'll explain it in just a minute. So hold on. Hey guys, let me just walk around the yard real quick and I'll show you where we've been using the PGF balance, where you should use it, and then I'll show you why we had this product developed and why it's really cool. After I did my scalp, all the soils around here are low in phosphorus. So after I did my scalp, we put it on here. We're cutting this at 1/2 inch. I'm getting ready to cut it this afternoon. And it's absolutely gorgeous. Now this has had both PGF Complete, which is a slow release, PGF Balance, which is the fast release. I put down the balance after the scalp. This area over here, I put down PGF Balance on all those landscape shrubberies. On my magnolia trees, I put down PGF Balance now. And then all out here on my flower gardens, I've been throwing down PGF Balance out here now. So all these are receiving the balance out here. All my knockout roses are now getting PGF balance. I just throw handfuls at the base of them and they all get PGF balance. So I can also put it down on my putting green because the particles are so fine. You can't do that with a slow release where the particles are going to sit there and make it all bumpy. If you have any palm type trees, PGF balance, and especially over in the vegetable garden. So this year we weren't using any fertilizers and we still haven't. We are just using the Humichar organic mulch. But see how beautiful and huge these things are. What, getting close to 5 feet tall after just a few weeks. These over here are not, because I barely have any soil. And this is my second planting in that Humichar compost. And so what I'm going to do today is I'm actually going to come out here and I'm going to throw some PGF balance at 10-10-10 on these just to boost these up and get them going, because I really don't want to spend the time throwing down a whole bunch of organic matter removing my hay. Whew, man, that sun is bright. Okay, I'm going to go over to the deck here for a minute with the girls, and I'm going to show you the difference between these two just so you understand why we have this developed. So there's nothing really scientific to what I'm doing here. I am just trying to explain why I wanted this fertilizer. This is a cheap bag of 10-10-10 that I always buy from Lowe's and Home Depot, and I've recommended in the past. It costs you about 15 bucks and you can pick it up. It's not shipped, and that's the difference between these two. The PGF Balanced, you have shipping inside of there. That's what makes up a big difference in the price too. Okay, so if you wanted to put a light coat of 10-10-10, you would put about 4 grams per square foot. So let me tear this out. That's good. We're going to take 4 grams. And 39.39 right at 4 grams. This is what you would see on about this surface. And this is about what you would see. That's the coverage you would get with a regular cheap 10-10-10. See all these big chunks? They look kind of like rocks. Now let's switch over, and you can see it here. That's a regular 10-10-10. So let me switch over to the balance and show you what that looks like. And now I want to show you what 4 grams of this looks like. Gotta be careful, I got a lot bouncing off. And you can see the difference here. I mean, that's a tremendous coverage difference. Tremendous. So what does that mean for your soil and for your plants? It means that more of the nutrients are being spread evenly throughout the soil or the lawn, and that's why we wanted it. The other benefit is PGF Balance has micronutrients, the regular does not. PGF Balance has iron, the regular does not, so you're stepping up. Again, you can go and pick up cheap 10-10-10 at your local store. That bag was about 15 bucks plus tax. If I go through Amazon, you're going to have to get the PGF balance through Amazon, and you got to pay shipping on it. So that's the difference. So as an example, these tomato plants over here, we re-added some of that humichar compost to it. It's got plenty of nutrients, no fertilizer, the plants are exploding. These, we didn't add anymore. So these tomato plants didn't get any more of those nutrients, and they're really suffering over here. So what I'm going to do is I need something fast. I've only got about 6 more weeks of growing period. So I'm going to take my PGF balance, and I'm going to put down a heavy coat on these things. I'm just going to throw it to them. And that's basically how I'm handling this late season fertilizer. Again, I really don't have a lot of time for organic stuff to start working. This is an extra punch. This is a second crop. If you don't want to do organic material and just use a regular fertilizer, just mix this into your soil. Again, the fine particles are the key to this, plus the micro and the iron. So these are all set. We should watch these things grow, and I'll come back. I'll come back in about 10 days and I'll show you what's going on with these things. It'll be really cool. Okay, so if you watched the previous video, you'll know that we pulled old tomato plants and old plants out of this garden. We've still got squash growing pretty well. We've got that second crop of tomatoes that's just blown up. But I have these boxes. That were just empty. So I told Jess, I said, just turn these, water them, and plant these seeds. I just had extra seeds, so I said, why not? So we got all kinds of stuff. What do we got? I even forget. All right, that's dill, lavender, coriander, lettuce, carrots, more romaine lettuce, spinach, what's this, sweet basil, and then parsley, I think. Look at the sweet basil. The sweet basil's already coming up after like 4 days. Look at it. That's pretty cool. So, but what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take some 10-10-10 and just put it on top of these. We've only got about 6 to 8 weeks of maybe growing season left. I'm just going to boost up a little 10-10-10. I'm not even going to mix it in. Okay, so let's talk lawns. We have a quick start program, and basically what we do is at the end of winter, we like to put down 10-10-10 on our lawns so that we don't put a whole bunch of nitrogen down and push our lawns early, but at the same time we want a broad spectrum of nutrients. We're treating the soil. Remember, you don't fertilize your plants. I said this time and time again. You actually put nutrients into the soil, and then the plant decides which nutrients it needs and how much it needs. If there's a deficiency in one of those, then obviously the plant will suffer a little bit. If there's extremely high levels of one of those, then that can adversely affect it as well too. Of course, phosphorus is probably the one that people think most of. If you have high phosphorus levels, that can impact growth of your lawn as well too. So, number 1 rule should be you get a soil test. Rule number 2, if you're not going to get a soil test, then our quick start, I tell you to put down a light coat of 10-10-10 before the growing season or right before the growing season. Your lawn will slowly wake up into a nutrient balance and rich environment without being pushed by a bunch of nitrogen. The same applies in the fall with Bermuda grass. We're still putting down, it's been 90s for a month. This is the first week coming up that we're going to see 80s, and so I'm still giving my lawn PGF complete, but in a couple of weeks I'm going to start to see those 70s move in. And that's the point that we want our lawn to prepare for its slowdown. So we don't want to put down a whole bunch of nitrogen. We don't want to create all this energy for the lawn when it's getting ready to go dormant or cooling down or losing some of its energy. That's where we would put down. When you're seeing consistent 70s and the 80s and 90s start to sort of go away, that's when you want to put out a light coat of PGF complete. You also want to put out Humichar. Definitely be putting down Humichar right now. There's links and descriptions down below to all this. Wow, I am so ready for these 90s to go away. I am so ready for fall this year. Next week, I looked at the 10-day forecast, and every day is going to be in the 80s. Fall is my favorite time of the year by far. Real quickly, I want to talk about two things. Number one, the only grass you probably shouldn't use this on is centipede. Centipede does not like phosphorus. So instead of using the PGF balance, you want to be using, or even PGF complete, you really should be using the standard PGF, which is a 1608. Got that? So if you have centipede, you look for the 1608. It can take regular PGF complete. A lot of people use it, but you don't want to have high phosphorus levels. The next thing I want to talk to you about is a change that Amazon made. Amazon, anytime you introduce a new SKU, apparently as of this month, this is brand new, Amazon is limiting the initial shipments. So Anderson's used to ship like 3 truckloads of something up there. Now they're taking like 200 bags, and it's like, really, dude? That's going to run out in 20 minutes. So I talked to Anderson's, and here's what Anderson's is going to do. They are going to start a listing off that's fulfillment by Amazon, and then they're going to back that up with fulfilled by Anderson's themselves. So the initial listing is going to run out in about 20 minutes, and then the fulfilled by the merchant, Anderson's, will actually kick in until another shipment goes off to Amazon. It's a little confusing, but I think the link in the description below should take you to both. If not, I'll try and post both links for you. Click the subscribe button. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you hate me, just click hate. I put a hate button up there now because, you know, everybody hates Jeff. I don't care. I'm too old. Anyways, guys, hope you have a good week, and I will see you next week sometime. Later.